Hey all, so this is the Seraph's Strike event. This is a Light Slayer event and Noble Killer. So I am really struggling to make a decent team for this event. I have started the team you can see here, even though this is a commander team. I have a few other teams as well to test. I will suggest a few other ideas as well. So these are all the light Noble Killer cards I have. A very limited selection, unfortunately. If we go onto this card and the Evolve, this is the card you need if you don't have the event deck and want the card with the killer skill, the Wandering Clan card. This only spawns light gems though, so you will need another card with that to spawn the power gems to get the way active. Let's go out of that. Alright, so onto the first team I've made up. A very basic team. The HP is really good on this team though. Mainly because of this card. They're all light commander cards and that gives 300% damage and 600% HP. This is the card for the killer skill out of the commander cards. Power Gem Spawner. This one is a turn delay card with a passive that spawns power gems. Old card here. This is one of my stronger cards out of the older cards. That's why I'm using it. And again, another power gem spawner. And again, another card that just spawns power gems. So this is a very basic team. It doesn't do much damage. Maybe does slightly over 1 trillion per attack, but I just don't have anything decent, unfortunately. I know the enemies are dark, but this deck could potentially be effective. So this is the Noble Killer card. The idea behind this is all the damage will be dealt from the Militant Maven. This card has that lovely bonus attack on it. And then I'll use one of the Golem's ultra rare cards to get up that supercharged bonus. So that's one experimental idea if none of my light teams work. And this is another experimental idea. This is not very effective. Again, it uses commander cards. You need skill points for this card as well. This card could potentially be decent as it creates quite a lot of power gems. However, it needs skill points, so yeah. That could potentially be better if I got a few more light Slayer cards to go instead of the commander cards, but I don't have that, unfortunately. So out of the older cards, one other option I do have is to use Santa. I would probably use Santa with another card though to get enough water power gems. This one gives a lovely damage boost to it. Then I'll probably use this card with it as well. This one spawns quite a lot of power gems. There are probably better ideas as well out of more modern cards. However, I don't have that many modern cards, unfortunately, that could work with this event. So let's get on with some event gameplay. I'll show you what my teams can actually do. It's not a lot, but never mind. I'll give it a go anyway. Alright, so here we go with some event gameplay. I am in Legends again. I'm not expecting to stay in Legends as my decks are really bad. One change this time around is we have treasure bosses. These occasionally spawn. The ones I've seen so far have given basically junk items. I think I saw gold from one of them and evolution coins. The worst thing about these treasure bosses is you need gems to open the box, so they are a complete waste of time unless they give something really good that's reasonably priced later on. I'm not playing gems for gold or evolution coins. I mean, that's ridiculous. I don't know who thought of this idea, but I think they're smoking something unmentionable or doing something really stupid here. I will be giving this event a completely unenjoyable rating, the 1 rating, just because of that. They should not require gems to open, not when they're giving junk items like that. But anyway, let's get on with one of these bosses. That's just a small rant from me. After reading the news feed, I was expecting something really good from the treasure bosses, then yeah, they let me down big time. I don't have many gems, and I want to try and get the next event decks, so I can't really use gems here as I only have 1300. So let's give this a go anyway. I've intentionally kept my prestige low this time around. I probably won't prestige to the next tier as diamond bosses are going to be way too hard for this team. That was a pretty poor first hit. However, power gems spawn each turn so I can keep attacking. I want to try and move these shields out. That's a bit better. So yeah, basically it just chips away at the health slowly. It's not really effective. It's the best I can do for now though, unfortunately. This enemy has dodge as well, which is really annoying. Dodge will slow this down. I might take off half the health. I don't know. Depends if the attacks actually hit or not. The main reason I'm using a commander deck is for the 900% killer bonus. If I used a Slayer deck, I'd have to go in without a killer bonus. And my damage would probably be even worse than it is here, believe it or not. So at least dodge has gone now, so now I can actually hit the boss. That wasn't bad actually. Very slow process of killing the boss though. Not a good deck at all for Slayer, unfortunately. If I had more Noble Killer cards, I could use this card here as the lead card and make a team that was a mix of Slayer and Commander cards, but I just don't have anything this time around, which is really disappointing. Last event I had an amazing team and it was just killing everything. Now I have nothing. But that's the way the game works, I guess. But this event just feels like a money-making event. A desperate attempt to make money, should I add. So I'm not impressed with those treasure bosses at all. They've actually annoyed me a bit, if I'm being honest. Now this thing is casting dodge way too often. Very, very annoying boss. I'll try out my dark team after this and see if that does any better. I know using dark in a dark Slayer event is maybe not the best idea, but I really am struggling here, as you can see. So the time is going to run out soon anyway. At least I managed to get another hit out. I probably want to time the turn delay card for when dodge is not up. That gives me an extra turn without dodge. We're going to run out of time here anyway, so... yeah, let's quit out of here. So using a dark team on a dark enemy, I guess this could work. I've not tried this yet. Give it a go. It would be quite strange if I use a dark team for this event, but I guess I have to do what I have to do. Right, anyway, when it loads, let's give this battle a go. Yeah, the annoying part now is that the enemy has dodge again. Kind of curious to see how much damage this does compared to my other team. Yeah, it's not good, is it? Let's be honest. Only the one card is doing any sort of reasonable damage. This is pretty much a waste of time. Let's move on to the last team. So this could be effective. It all depends how many light gems I get on the grid. I need to get the 50 skill points up. That's going to be quite hard. The HP on this team is also really low. Another disadvantage. Hardest part about this is getting enough light gems to actually do anything. Because dark gems keep spawning all the time, every time one of the golem cards attacks, and as you're seeing here, that gets rid of all the light gems, so it's hard to even get the skills up with this team. It's another team that's probably not going to work. Again, unless I can get enough light gems... hold on. I'll take that back. I might better get something going now. It's a bit late, but at least I'm building up the skill points. Oh, there we go. There's still one turn on dodge though, so I'm going to have to wait a little bit longer before attacking. Now, I might be able to actually get some damage out. Let's see. You know, this could be surprisingly effective. Let's see what this does. Well, that's more damage than any of my other teams. It's not good. However, it does keep spawning light gems afterwards, so this might be the team I have to go with. It's only going to be effective up until Ruby, though. The other problem is getting enough skill points. Yeah, I think I prefer the first team, unless I can get some better Slayer cards. I've not got many options here, unfortunately. So this is definitely going to be a tough event. I'm going to go and finish off this boss with my first team, I think. I wonder if there's any cards that have a dodge counter, actually. One sec. Might make it a bit easier. Like Commander and Dodge. Let's see if I've got any. Yeah, they're all really old cards. Never mind, I'll just go in with this again. Right, let's get this boss defeated. Alright, so I decided to make up a team using Santa. Even after the next attack, I still have not defeated the boss. It's getting a bit low on time. I'll show you the team afterwards. If this team actually works, I'm hoping it might. My other teams are simply not effective at all, especially with dodge. So this one has reasonable HP as well. The support card has its own killer skill, so that's okay how it is. So now I just need to try and get some power gems on the board. Wait for that dodge to wear off as well. Fortunately, not enough power gems. It was an idea though, the damage is not too bad. It might actually be the most effective team. Oh, that's looking alright. Effective team out of all of them. I like the extra power gems that spawn. I need to try and stack up power gems on the grid if this is going to work. That's quite hard to do. What I mean by that is not match anything. Well, until I have Santa up again. Well, let's give it a go. There's a couple of high value power gems near the bottom. This might kill it actually, you never know. Oh, there we go. Finally, I'm starting to get some decent damage numbers. So that's by far the most effective team I've managed to make up. The hard part is getting enough power gems, so I think what I need to do there is just use the skills at the start until enough power gems are on the grid. Let's have a look at that team in more detail. Here we go with Santa. Noble Killer card. Increases the damage by a significant amount. That's the important card. And then a power gem spawner here. This spawns power gems on the next turns as well, so I guess I need to use that early. The card that has the killer skill. This is for all noble killer cards, so I can use this card with it as well, which is pretty useful. Then another power gem spawner. So, yeah, that's by far the most effective team I've managed to make up. I'm glad that I've managed to find a semi-decent team finally. So that's always good. Alright, so I've managed to get a treasure boss. Before we look at the event rewards, let's have a look at this boss and what it actually gives. Now these are kind of weird. They have a rally allies before entering battle option. If you try and do that, though, it doesn't let you rally anyone. I'm not sure what the auto rally button did. That may or may not have rallied, but it's a bit weird. If you lock the boss as well, you can't rally afterwards, so I'm not really sure what's going on with these. You don't need MVP to get the treasure rewards though, so I'm just going to hit it a few times, then quit out. I'm kind of curious to see if auto rally actually did anything as well. So let's quit out. You rallied 0 allies to assist you with this boss, so no, it didn't rally anyone. So that's rather strange, if I'm being honest. I'm not sure why The auto rally option is there, but let's wait for someone else to defeat this boss. I'm sure someone will. And then see what I actually get from the boss. Okay, so the boss is now defeated. Go and claim that. You only need participation rewards to get the treasure. Treasure 2 light essences. 2 light essences. That's absolute garbage. And you have to pay 100 gems to open that. This is what I mean about the treasure bosses. They just give absolute junk and expect you to pay gems for the junk. So, yeah, not impressed with these treasure bosses at all, unfortunately. So let's go on to the actual event rewards. Let's start with the collection. So once again, this seems like it's a Legends collection. Outdated rewards. Once again, I'm not sure why we keep getting Legend collections. We need stuff to evolve Dragoons or stuff that's actually useful. No one uses Legends anymore, so this really is a pointless collection. A few useful items in there. Most noteworthy, the 250 gems near the start. The Wisp is always handy as well, except you don't get enough of the core shards. However, there is a Dragoon at this time around if we back out of here. Right. Let's go on to the players section. There's the Dragoon at 6 stars. So it's a Dark Dragoon, so used with something like the Golem's deck, that could be really useful. Dispel Chaos. Most defences use Birthright Chaos, so that's not going to work on that, unfortunately. Does have a healing skill on it. Creates 4 Dark Power Gem 3s. Increases attack when at full HP, which at most times during GVG you should have quite high HP. So this could potentially be useful. However, I don't really like the counter skill. If it had counter weaken or counter toxin on it, then that would be better, but it doesn't. The defender skill is weaken, which is useless. It's not a bad Dragoon for stats, though. It's up to you if you want to use it or not. I still think the Dragoon I have is probably better, though, as it has a toxin counter with a 6-star GVG relic that would counter toxin all the time, except with one of the new items that reduces it to 70%. Anyway, that's just my personal opinion on the Dragoon. You're all free to make up your own mind on that if you want to use it or not. So here we go with the event deck. Let's go over to the vault. I can make one of the cards if I wanted to for this deck, but I don't really want to play this event, so I don't think I'm going to make any of the cards. I don't really enjoy Slayer, if I'm being honest. This is what the cards look like. Increases Light Slayer attack. That's a weird card. I can't see how that could be especially effective. It doesn't create many power gems is what I'm trying to say, even though it does have an attack buff on it. This one creates more power gems. You have to be affected by an attack or damage buff though again, so this is a really strange deck. It's going to be very difficult to use this effectively, I think. However, the damage boost in itself might help to carry the deck. So it's all dependent on if you've got an attack or damage buff up. So yeah, a weird deck, that's for sure. You might be able to use this with Santa effectively. It probably worked well with the Golems and a couple of Immortal Killer cards as well, but on its own it seems like a really strange deck that won't spawn that many power gems. I might be wrong about it though, as I've not actually had the chance to test it out for myself. And I think that about covers this video. If there's anything else you want me to cover, feel free to let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to help. I hope this was helpful, and thanks for watching.